well, we are back at it. We took a couple days off because we have a whole nother project going on where we are getting rid of everything in our house. So not only are we rebuilding this, but we have to get rid of about 90% of the stuff inside of our house. So what she got going on?
So I'm spray painting everything that was white black so it matches. Saving money.
Yeah.
Spray paint.
Yeah.
Rust-Oleum. Sponsor me.
Right. Anybody want to buy a manual lawnmower? So this is the AC cover. I'll go in and show you guys what we have on the ceiling now. It's nice and white. And then the project that we're working on for tonight before dinner.
Ooh, I'm stuck.
Yeah, that's always hard to get the angles. Yeah, where all the squares are.
It's pretty good.
Wait till it dries and then pick it up, flip it over, and then spray it from that side too. And you'll get another angle. Yeah. Alright, so the inside. We are in the toy hauler, and as you can see, well, we're definitely going LED. So LED, just the bulbs, switched out to LED, cheap Amazon ones, the little flat ones, versus non-LED. LED, non-LED. I think these ones are 5,000K or 6,000K, so they're not warm. Don't go warm. That's warm. That yellow, nasty look. Blech. That looks better. So this is the ceiling now. It was white before, but of course it's a lot more white because we put 2 coats of white paint on it.
Yeah, there's a bunch of nasty brown works.
Yeah. So everything's coming along. Alright, so we are going to start pulling this out. It's a little dark in here because I only have one light. Beep. So we're going to rip this out right now. See what it looks like. So here's the before. What's going on, guys? Little update. We had some news family-wise that wasn't the greatest, so we had to take a couple days off, but we're back at it. So let's go take a look and see what we got done. Alright, so yeah, as you can see, we got cabinetry up. That's all white now. And we got the black up. So things are starting to look a lot better. Being that, well, it just looks better than the old wood. So that's what we got done so far. Everything up top is all painted. Pretty much the whole coach is painted except for Jalen's room and then our room back here. But today's project is we are ripping up the entire floor. All of this has got to come out. We are not doing this right this second. We are basically concentrating on all of this, and then we're ripping up our grates for tie downs or whatnot, because this is going to primarily be our bedroom. So we're pulling that up, keeping the rubber though, and then yeah. So stay tuned. Got a lot of work today. Alright, so it got really tight right there, as you can see. It's grabbing on. So I'm going to cut this out. So far, so good. Okay, so under our carpet, this was pretty hard. This was folded over right here in the corner, so I just cut it. we're gonna deal with that later. Then under here, there's 2 clamps, about that big, that we're holding it down. No staples. We had to literally get underneath and push on those clamps and yank it out. If you can't get your carpet out, it's because you got these 2 square clamps down the bottom. They clamp the carpet down so it doesn't get pulled off. So you got to get underneath to find those. Let's see. Got most of the flooring pulled up. Doing some of the glue work, getting that done. And over here, of course, pull that off the wall. Cut around all of this. You can get the vinyl out if you want, but you can't get the flooring down there. And I found myself spending an hour trying to pull the slide in to cut it up and get all the staples over on this one. And then on this one, I just took a knife and cut along the side. You're not going to bring the wood down there anyway, so and it took me 5 minutes instead of 45 minutes. So we got all the belts, or all the tie downs done out here. We're going to pull these up, and I'm just cleaning up a little of the leftover right now, and I'm going to start putting the floor in. So there's our update. We are doing the floor. So we are cutting this lip off right here. And we are going to make that a 90-degree straight down. So basically, this wood has to come here. And it needs to butt up against it. It'll make more sense once I show you. But so we're gonna rip it right now, straight across, and create ourselves a little bit of a ledge. So then we start installing the floor. All right. So this has taken us a lot longer trying to focus in. It's dark out now, but go inside. Alright, so it's taken us a little bit longer. I haven't been able to record everything because it's a lot of learning as well, but I want to make sure I catch this for you guys. So take a look, I'll explain. So this is where we're at right now. We got the floor installed on the slide. Yeah, it's taken a very long time. So everybody's saying it only takes a few hours or a day. It's not true. We're like on day 2, trying to figure it out. The shims are very important. Buy those. It will hold everything in place. Put the shim in and then beat the board against it. But the big thing is with ours is our slide. So you can see right now, I have the board, the floor, sitting on top of this, or sitting underneath the slide, or the slide on top of the board. So if your slide is like this, that's how I'm doing it, and we're going to figure out if it works good, but it should. At first, when I was looking at the slide, I was thinking about building a ramp so it ramped up, because I watched a few videos. Nah. This slide moves around a lot, and when it locks in just fine with it on the boards. How I figure that out, if you want to test it, I use these. I built a couple little blocks, just cut them up, and then I put them in here. So I cut these, and I slid these underneath this slide. So I had to pick it up with a crowbar, whatever my crowbar is, but I picked the slide up, slid those inside. That way I could see it, but I actually brought the slide in a little bit when I first did it because you can move the slide a whole lot better. So I put those in there and then pushed the button. The slide went out on top of this and locked in place. So then I knew that with having, I don't know, I put one of these every 2 feet just to see that it would work. So we have this metal plate right here. You probably have one too, and it's kind of a ramp that it brings up the slide. So you have to notch it out. You can't take this out. but I notched that out and then just basically beat this in. Nobody does this, I don't care. But if you look over here, I cheated. I drilled a hole and screwed it in. We got glue under this, but it is so dang messy. I got so mad, I screwed it in. So it's screwed in there, and to level this out, we ran the chalk line straight down and found out that these boards were about a 1/4 inch back. So we just drew a line right here and then beat it back a 1/4 inch. So now we have the line. There's glue under there. The slide is on top of the wood. The last thing, in case I forget, we're gonna go buy basically like the female or the fuzzy part of the Velcro, but what is that called? The felt. Get some felt strips. I'm gonna lift this up again and I'm gonna spray some adhesive, put that felt strip on there, and then set the slide on it because that's gonna be a whole lot of pressure. So it's stuck there. So when the slide comes in, it's running on the felt, so you're not scraping this, in theory. Again, I don't even know what I'm doing. So we're just kind of figuring this out. So I'm not gonna have the camera up here recording the whole thing because literally just to figure this out took like, I don't know. This should have only probably taken us 3 hours and we're 12. Just racking our brains. So, but we don't have anybody to ask. So, thus you're watching. That got it. We have finished the inside of the floors. And now we'll go over a little bit of what we had to do there. So, as you can see, I think I explained our slide. We put our wood underneath the slide to hold the slide up because the slide doesn't sink inside. So yours may be the same thing. All I did is I basically jammed a crowbar in here, lifted it up, put little planks in here, pieces of wood, so I could keep that gap. Cut this to the right size because I have the slide bar right here. I don't know if you can see that, but right here is a little slide bar that the slide basically slides over. And this, my slide was bending some, so it basically was touching down here on the plywood or OSB. So I lifted that up, I put the slide or our wood flooring underneath the slide so it slides on it. Now, after I got done with all of this, I did put a little bit of glue down, not too much, just enough to make it stick. And as you can see over here, I got frustrated, so I put a little screw in there. If you're going to screw, if you put a screw in there, you need to drill it and put a little countersink so it will go down. It will break off your screws. I learned that on a test piece, so don't do that. Because if you break it off, then you have a hole. So, drill, countersink, then run it through, or it will just either strip out your OSB or whatnot, because this is hard. On top of that, I went and got some little adhesive strips. This one kind of pulled out because we put Goo Gone on the bottom, so I might have to redo that. But I just put them every few inches so it wouldn't gouge. And it works. The slide comes in all the way and it goes back out. When you first run this, if you go to try to test run it when it's just plywood, don't freak out. Your slide may not want to go out very easy. I started to freak out a little bit. We had to push on it and everything else. It's fine. So once you get this down, I'm telling you, we're a 2008 Raptor. Your slide, if it is designed like this, will slide on this. So don't worry. Heavy up here, still good. All right. We're not all the way done, but here's our heater vents. We're just cutting that out. There's another one down here that I haven't cut out yet. I know my gaps are big. I'm not a professional. I'm doing this just to try. Don't make fun of me. Some of you guys are going to run into the same problem. We do not have the time to repair this whole floor. There's no way. We have, I think, what do we got, 12 more days? We got 12 days before we're done with this house and we're out and we're living in here. So I had to go fast. So I'll go over this a little bit. It still hasn't been perfected yet, but I don't want to forget. So this slide has a lot of weight in it, just like other people that have an opposing slide with the kitchen in the slide. If you have that, then you may, when you pull up your carpet, you'll notice that right here, let me get this Joby out, it slopes. I don't know if you can see it, but there is a little bit of a slope. There you go. Alright, so with the slope, it was hard to click this wood in, and it does not bend. You can't heat it up to try to bend it or any of that. So basically what I did is I measured it out. I know I have a little bit of a gap here, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to seal this all and probably put a rug here. I screwed these down to hold it because the slide is going to have to come up on top of this. Over here, I did the same thing that I did on the other side, and I basically lifted the whole slide up with just a crowbar and worked my way over from here so I can put the board under there. These ones are screwed down because the glue is not going to hold it when the slide comes across. I was really nervous that this was going to come across and catch this. Now I sanded this down, well actually on a table saw, I did a pretty big angle on it just to give it a lip. Our goal, what we're going to do is we're going to paint this or paint the whole thing right here, just a strip, like flat black, just to give it a little bit of industrial feel. This is going to get gone over and be black as well. We haven't decided what we're going to do right there. But it works, and the slide comes across easier than anything else. Don't get frustrated when other people on here are saying that a floor, oh, it took me one day. Yeah, well, you know what you're doing. This took us quite a while. So don't allot yourself one day. Give yourself some time. We had to do a lot of cutting. Again, it was basically just me and my wife. So this room right here, with the amount of hours, we probably have 16 to 20 hours just right here. But that's learning it, and we're slow. So I get it. But just don't think that it's going to be really, really fast, or, oh, this is so easy. Oh, it's the easiest. If you want to do it right, where it's not going to move, then spend your time. So now the next thing that we're doing is in the back room right here. We're working on this. As you can see, we have a slope in our toy hauler, like most people do. Right here. Nice slope. Well, we're building this subfloor to be level with the floor, and it's going to be removable. So basically, the only reason why we moved this up, moved it up instead of being all the way against this, is we have on order our sliding 3-season glass door to go back here, because we want to be able to go out on the patio when we're living in this. So this is going to be removable because we plan on, when we move, on putting our Harleys in here, and if we go to another camp spot or another state, we got to be able to put them somewhere. So we'll be able to pull this up sideways because there's a gap on each side, so we can account for tilting this and it's not stuck, and then slide along the side or put it in the back of the truck. But that's why we made this basically removable. The flooring is going to come all the way out to the very edge, just about right here, and then we'll have a little gap right there, which is fine. But that's what we're working on right now, building that out. Doing the floor right here is only going to take us probably 2 or 3 hours, just because it's basically, there's not really any cuts. We'll have a cut on the side because it'll take, I believe, 12 and a half boards across, and then 2.5 boards lengthwise. So there'll be a few cuts, but definitely not like that with an island. If you have an island, just know nothing on a trailer is square. So the hardest part was just trying to cut all those boards out around the island, because yeah, you're like, I can strip it straight down at 12 inches or 8 inches and it'll be fine. But when you do that, you find out that it's not level, so you have to strip it down at an angle. So it's tedious. Get knee pads and don't be rushed with it. So this is what we're working on now, our next room, and yeah, we'll just keep updating you. So we got rid of that wall. Now I'm rebuilding the wall right here, and the reason why is it's a whole lot smaller. So the original wall came out to here, so you know, an extra 6 inches. It was a lot wider. so it went all the way in. So getting rid of this just reduced the size. So I'm building that right now. I'll let you know when it's finished. Then we're going to do something with this, put the TV up there. Here's the update on the room right now. We got this most ripped out. We just put wallpaper up right here. That's the other side of the wall for over on this side. We actually have our hardware right here for our barn door. So we're going to get the barn door hardware up today as well, and basically come straight across right here, so it will slide directly across and go level right here. You have a slide. The reason why we're doing a barn door, not a pocket door or anything else, is the hardware is going to be up there. The slide doesn't have enough room, so we can take the barn door off and we can put the barn door wherever we want while we bring the slides in. So that's why we chose the barn door. And here, Mallory is painting, so I don't want to go too far in. She's getting ready with the room. She's got the bathroom pretty much done, except for she's going to do 1 or 2 more coats on there. And then we're going to be ripping up this bed, working on that. But we've already pulled out everything in here. So we're going to put a dresser in here and everything else, and then washer dryer up there, and basically put another little wall right here. So you guys already know the floor is done. Jalen's room is right there. So we'll take a look at that. So this is now the torn apart Jalen's room. So we'll go inside, and this is where the bed was. So this is the mechanism I was talking about for our slide. Yeah, we didn't know this thing was here. Not when we bought it. I should have looked, but whatever. So basically what we're going to do, and I will edit this in or just keep watching, and we'll have part 3, 8, whatever, however many parts it takes. We are going to build a T. I've said this before, but basically along this, whoop, boop, that's the top part of the T. Her bed's going to sit on that. Oh, it's focusing on my hands. And then down here, we're going to come straight down. It's going to be 12 inches tall, so it's a little bit higher than this. Because this, I think, is 8, so 12 is about right here. So we're going to go 12 inches tall, because my daughter really wants to have, sit on pillows and be able to color and everything on her table. So it's going to look like a T, but it gave her so much more room by getting rid of this bed because it came all the way out to here. The counter, or all the cabinetry, that actually came out to right about here. So it really opened this up. She's got her TV. So this will all be built out. We're going to start on that tomorrow, and we're going to put in a lighter carpet. And I'm actually just going to carpet like right over the top of that. Screw that. So you can rip up the carpet if you want to. I don't want to. This is the bathroom. Boom! Check it out. So everybody was wondering what we were going to do with this sink. We're moving it. So I'm going to replumb it. But right now, it is now right here. And it is sturdy as can be. So while you're pooping, you can wash your hands. So that's going to be cool. We're happy about that. We are going to take one of these style doors right here. This is the slider for the wardrobe. And we're actually going to put it right here is what we've decided. We're going to do a barn door and everything, but there's just too much weight to hold on the ceiling. So we're just going to buy the kit and put one of those doors up and call it good, which will then allow us to be able to still open this and not have to readdress it. We're going to replace the shower at another date, get a circular one or something, but that's not something that has to be done right now. So this is Jalen's room. This will be done in the next 2 or 3 days. So we are going to go hard on it tomorrow. Now let's show you the other room. So, it is like 10 o'clock or something right now, so I can't necessarily open this up. Sorry for the color, but I haven't replaced these lights with LEDs. So this subfloor, we can take out. It's pretty sturdy, thanks to my dad. Only took them a little bit to build.
1 second, it's focusing.
Focus!
There you go.
Boom! Alright, so this is built, this is designed to come out. The reason why is because, well, we're going to be living in this. That's a lot of extra room to be able to walk around. We're going to have a sliding door right here that we're picking up in this weekend. And so we had to leave some room for that because, well, they need room. So we're flooring this right now. I cut it off right here. And then we actually have some spacers that we saved off of our slider that I haven't shown Melody yet. Then we're going to put our flooring on this. So while we're living in it, we have extra room because this is about 1.5 feet of extra room. And then when we want to bring the Harley or the Razor or anything like that, you just pull that thing out. You don't have to unscrew anything, just and slide it alongside or put it in the back of the truck or put it in the room. So that's done. This right here, I went underneath to figure out what this is. No idea. It is, I think somebody put different bladders in here for a tank because there's some giant bladders down there. So this is holding up something important that's aftermarket, but it is just covered in insulation. It would take me probably 2 hours to rip everything down. I didn't want to do that, so I am cutting around it. Yes, I am not a professional, but most of you guys that are watching this aren't either because you're on YouTube to watch and see how people are screwing up. So I'll learn from my mistakes, I guess. We're going to finish this out tomorrow. We found ourselves a soft spot right here, which sucks. So I think what happened is somebody kept a Razor in here, or UTV, or quad, and just sat over here for however long. Because it's the only spot, and it's hard as crap everywhere except here. And the wall is good. So we're going to patch this up, cut it out, or put something on top of it just to make sure that that's alright. This is not being glued down, that way if we ever need to get under it, we can pull it back. Over here we do have a little bit of glue that's down, but that's just to make sure that it doesn't wobble around. Other than that, the last thing is, I know it looks like it's crooked, but it's not. It's the wallpaper that makes it look weird. But up here, this is going to be our barn door. So we attached it to this wall with a 1x1, and it is sturdy. So attached all the way through here, and yeah, basically we're putting an 8-foot barn door wall right here. But be cautious because you slide. That's why we chose a barn door. Everybody's like, don't do a barn door, you're not going to be able to close the slide, but this is the reason why. If you want to get a door that's right here, you almost can't unless you get rid of your fascia over here or you cut this down, but our seal is 2 inches in here. So with a barn door that's up high, one, you get to close off the entire staircase, so Jalen won't be able to see anything when she's sleeping, which would be awesome. But when you want to leave, you'll be able to just pop the barn door off and put it alongside right here and then bring the slides in. So that is why we chose a barn door. But that is now installed, so we'll be going to get another barn door tomorrow and get that going. That's pretty much everything that we did for today. We got a lot of shit done. Mallory is back here painting the room. We got the exposed bed. We are going to stiffen that up, put some legs on it, just because, well, we're going to be living in it. But basically we're going to sand that down, put some nice wood up there so you can have something to look at, I guess. And then this is the color. Green. Yeah. Where'd you get all the plastic?
Walmart.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the aluminum floors.
Looking good. Looking good.
Though,
Tip.
if you guys paint, get the best paint you can, because this is the best paint of the Bear paint that you can get, and it's the Bear Dynasty in eggshell, and the walls are just absorbing it. So even with the 1 coat deal, blah 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 blah, I'm still having to do 2 coats. So
some cases 3, right?
No, I've only had to do 2 coats.
Well,
I think. And then retouches on some spots. But yeah, you're gonna have to do like a minimum of 2 coats. I mean, we have this weird board that I think is really dry, so it's absorbing a lot of it. But Yeah, and so far to do all the paint in here, I've gone through 6 gallons.
In the whole RV though?
Yeah, in the whole RV.
Okay, which would be, what, 4 gallons of white so far?
Yeah, no, 5 gallons of white.
5 gallons of white.
Yeah, and then this is 6, the green.
So, well, we're doing a lot of white.
Yeah, we painted
All
the
of
whole
our ceilings
ceiling.
are white. Ceilings up there. Our cabinetry is white. The walls are white. Behind the wallpaper is white. So, lots of white. So buy more paint.
Yeah.
All right, onward. Okay, so Jalen's room. Little touch up on this one. We have built the frame rail. So this is what I was talking about. Building a T. So this is going to be a table for her. See if we can bring it out some so you guys can see it all. This is our slide mechanism down here. Kind of can see it. I'll have to can't get the power tools off right now, but that's where our slide mechanism is, so we couldn't get rid of it. Her bed is going to go this way. She's only 6, so she's 52 inches tall. That's 63. So she'll be fine right there for the next year. Did all the wallpaper back there, make it nice and, what is this called? Boho?
Yeah.
Boho. So now we're going to cover this in white, which we've already bought. And basically put whiteboard all around it, so she has a little spot to be able to color or play with Legos or dolls or whatever she wants, and her bed will be right there. This is our new carpet that we put in. Alright. We're not doing much with this, because this is where our wardrobe is going to be, but a little bit extra room makes it feel a whole lot bigger. But it's a big room. I mean, she even has her own TV. Pretty sweet. All right. We're gonna catch up. So we're doing a lot. Like I said, we are working every day on this. We have a lot to get done, but actually, we were pretty caught up. So we're just not sleeping much. So, all right. Down here, I'm installing insulation to make sure that, well, we survive the winter. Let's go take a look at the inside. Inside in here, we are now all carpeted. Yeah.
Bathroom mirror, $8.
What?
Bathroom mirror, $8 Walmart. Lightweight.
All right, we got a door up. Let's take a look. Jalen's room, right there. But this is the door. Yeah, it's not pretty. Not on this side. We're gonna put a little skin on this or whatnot. So, but we just got it up. This is the only thing that we could really come up with, was using a closet door to section off the bathroom. So now the bathroom is completely closed off. We're gonna build a little sub wall right here. Goes up to the ceiling. So, and then we're just gonna put some door skin on this side, so that way it looks nicer. But here's Jalen's room now. Boom. Open on either side, depending on if you want to go to the bathroom or not. Sink, that's getting installed next. Ow! And now we are working on
It's hot.
the new sink, which is right here. Yeah. Alright, she is staining the door. Definitely looks a whole lot different than it did. And then this is our room and office. As you can tell, it is green.